RSL New South Wales President. Corporal Dilkins will play the last post, followed by a moment's silence and then the rouse.
They went with songs for the battle. They were young, straight of limb, true of eye, steady and aglow. They were staunch to the end, against odds uncounted. They fell with their faces to the foe. They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them. Forget.
Catapult party, present arms.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the national anthems of New Zealand and Australia.
Yes, there really is no occasion or atmosphere quite like it. Anzac Day Rugby League ahead of the Dragons and the Roosters here at the SCG, and the stage now set for what's set to be an enthralling battle this afternoon. Let's head right around the ground with our team to set the scene. First up, over to Joey Rue.
Yeah, just watching the Dragons come onto the field now, the build-up there in Rouen was incredible.
It absolutely was. You can cut the tension down here with a knife, Joey. In the Dragon Shed prior to this, there was a real steely resolve about them. How do you harness that, though? It's a big game. Starts are always important. How do you harness that and not let it overwhelm you?
Well, you got to control it. Just watching them now, that's the big thing. How you control those emotions, especially the big game. The atmosphere down here, Rouen. It's the first time I've been out here for a game like this. The anthem was that loud, but as you said, the tension, you can actually feel the tension. And I look around the ground, it's 60-70% Dragons fans.
Yeah, well, it's a Dragons home game, and Danica, you're over there with Sunnyville Williams in front of the Roosters camp. How does it feel down your end?
Yes, it feels exactly the same. Yeah, we're here at the Roosters warm-up, and Sunny, you played in a couple of these Anzac Day matches yourself. Talk us through what's the build-up like. We know the Roosters do a lot during the week.
I disagree with you, Joey. There's more Rooster supporters here than there are Dragons. But yes, Danica, right now, just like myself, for a lot of these boys, this is the best time of the week. All the hard work's been done, and now you get to just go out there and do your thing. Boys got the nice boots on, the big heat on the legs, the curling flash, the nice haircuts, but also the main thing is, without the big stage, there's no glory, and a lot of these boys know that, so I'm looking forward to a big one.
Yes, we all are. Right, let's head over to Brad Fittler. He's at the members stand.
That's right, Danica, and this was the place to be pre-game, because this is where the two teams came out together and they had to meet each other and walk out before the ceremony. I've got to say, the acknowledgement to each other was icy cold. The Dragons winning last week has put a whole new perspective on this game. The coach's only messages will be, play for each other and never give up. And I feel like the team that doesn't give up will be the team that wins the Anzac Day game. James.
Thank you, Bradley. You've got us pumped up. We know which side of the fence he's on today too. The mighty Rooster himself there. Freddie is ready to go, and so are we. It's been some build-up, but it is game on at the SCG, and a very good afternoon. Matthew Thompson.
Good afternoon, James. Yes, the build-up has been quite something, hasn't it? A very special occasion, and Anzac Day itself continues to grow year on year despite the interruption because of COVID. Back in 2020, we couldn't have the public gatherings. Last year it was limited, but this year the numbers at dawn services and marches are back to pre-COVID levels, if not in excess of what we saw before that. So the reception of the game here today will match that. The Australian and New Zealand national anthems, breathtaking. And all we have left now is the game itself, a game which recently has been dominated by the Roosters. But Phil Gordon, to say good afternoon to you on your favourite day on the Rugby League calendar. Can the Dragons summon some winning spirit here and win back-to-back games for the first time since round 16 last year?
Well, they certainly can. You're right, mate. It's not only my favourite day on the Rugby League calendar, it's my favourite day on the Australian calendar. Such an important day for our country. And the fact that we get to celebrate it with this game every year just puts icing on the cake. And to the families of those that lost their lives and who served our country, our greatest thanks. And here we go, mate.
Anzac Day 2022 on the home of Rugby League 9's wide world of sports. George Burgess into the starting team. Josh McGuire into the starting team for the Dragons too. Anthony Griffin is unlocking his real tough men, if you like, from the outset here. Away to Jaden Sewer, who's been a standout in Dragons colours in this maiden season with the red beat. They're out near the 30-metre line. Walking hard the tackle. Here goes Jack Devellin, one of only 3 Dragons to experience victory on Anzac Day. And now Vic Francis Molo, and in came Lindsay Collins. He's a hitman himself. The rough for the benefit here. Ben Hunt, man of the match for the Dragons last week in the win against Newcastle, and back comes Daniel Tupou.
This ground looks in beautiful condition, doesn't it? Lovely dry day, perfect playing surface, big crowd. any player worth his salt would love to be here this afternoon.
You see Maguire in there with Burgess and also Molo. It's with Crichton now. He's moved back into his usual position in the second row. He's played a bit of front row this year. They've been short on some middlemen at various times, the Roosters. Here goes Talkeaho. You would have heard the mention earlier of Trent Robinson saying there's been some flu, COVID flu, but just general flu in the Roosters camp. A few of them are missed training this week, amongst them Maria Hargreaves and Radley, who are coming from the bench today. An early kick for Keary. And an early run for Mbai across the ground to take it safely. And a rough afternoon when he was introduced to fullback 3 weeks ago, but he's looked more comfortable in that role as the games have passed. And now, Zach Lomax. 4 tries in 6 games against the Roosters, but he's none from 6 head-to-head in matches against them in his career. Ravalawa, 12 metres short of the halfway. Hunt's going to kick from inside 40. Early in the count. Can't get the required angle on it. And Tedesco, the skipper. He's on 98 career tries. Can he bring up 100 at the SCG on Anzac Day? Tupou now. That would be something. And Tedesco double. Raise the bat. Now Verrills, nice run.
That was a good run.
It's short of the halfway. Takiaho now to build it up there quickly. George Burgess too, and Jack Bird. Play to Verrills. He left to Sam Walker. He won the Man of the Match award last year in his first Anzac game, the Ashton Collier Medal. It's a who's who of Roosters, Dragons, Rugby League. The list of winners of that. Mbai takes it nicely. Nothing fancy early. Just trying to settle into the occasion. One would think that's a good strong defence there on Fino. There's 8 Dragons who are experiencing Anzac Day for the first time. Oh, a second tackle kick by Ben Hunt. He's thinking 20-40. And Tedesco to race back. Well, that shows some temerity. A kick on the second from inside the 20. Love it.
Brilliantly done with that tackle too, and they've still got them inside their 40, and a few of these big Rooster forwards have had to turn around. They're getting ready to tackle, and they've got to get back and hit the ball off.
And something like that can really break the rhythm of the team. I love that play.
That's 2 early kicks back to back by Ben Hunt. Now Butcher. Starting today, rarely starts these days. Tedesco linking up on the left-hand side with Walker. Hunt with a good tackle. Oh, Lomax was out there. That was a penalty. It was late, but I think they're saying head slam here.
Well, it was whether or not the tackle was finished initially, and then he picks him up and has another go. Tedesco.
Saying he got his neck in the awkward position.
Neck got stuck, so I'm the crusher.
Yeah,
Zach, caught.
well, it's on report.
Got him in a really awkward position there. That could have been really dangerous.
All right, Brad, it's a big afternoon, and the pre-game's been quite something.
Yeah, well, it's been fantastic down here at ground level, I've got to say. And Gus was talking about the pitch. It is absolutely hard as a rock. And you can see why Ben Hunt's going for those early shots. It's a breeze, a southeaster, so it's really supporting this side of the field. The western side, if you want to kick it to that way, you need a good benefit. And there's a big slope on the field. So if you nail it, you're a good chance of getting a 20-40 or a 40-20.
All right, they've done a bit of homework, the Dragons. Thanks, Brad. Here's Verrills. And then Butcher played the link. Oh, that was forward. I thought it was forward out of the hands. Not called by the referee, Adam G. 5 metres out, Tupanua. Right through Verrills. Butcher, Keary around the back. Then Walker. Here's Manu. He's got 5 tries in the year for the Roosters, the most for the club. 8 metres short of the line. Maguire and Ben Hunt. The tackle is there. Keary 2 passes wide. Floats him for Tupanua. Lomax is there. Hunt was there as well, but the ball came over the back. There's a bit of space here for Keary to work with. Across the face of the defence he goes, linking up then Crichton And out to Manu, that took a hand at Crichton. I think it'll be a Roosters knock on.
There's already a knock on the fingers.
Yeah, good defence by the Dragons. They threw at them, play at them, then the Roosters. Brett Fittler's 100% right. This ground looks flat on TV, but everything slopes away from the cricket pitch in the middle, and it's quite a significant slope.
Very lateral, that set. The Roosters. That's a plan. Spoken pre-game about the really big pack for the Dragons, whether they're looking to run the pack around, make them chase them, but they went sideline to sideline to sideline. That match up on the right side, Joseph Manu up against Moses Suli. There's a battle.
Yeah.